Hey people, welcome. This is the Burning Pilgrim. Today's topic is leadership. Right, so I've been on and off in leadership positions for almost 20 years now. I'm still relatively young, 41. That's not too young. However, I've had various different leadership positions. And so I just want to talk to you about what I've learned and the different things that need to happen now. I am in my casual wear, so I'm wearing casual clothes, not leadership clothes. And I guess the biggest thing is there's different stages of leadership. One thing that I have done in my journey is do a lot of studying on leadership. When it comes to like personal growth and those types of things, leaders are readers. I'm not the biggest of readers, but at the same time, occasionally I'll sit down and read a couple books or two. I just finished one by the Harvard Institute, or whatever it's called. It's called Coaching Employees. It's an excellent book. I currently have a staff of 11. I'm a sales manager right now, and it's going pretty good. We've been able to set some records, and the biggest thing is understanding who your team is. Now, when you start a new position, whether it's coaching or business or sports or ministry, those kinds of things, we always start at level 1, and that's positional leadership. Now, positional leadership is one of those things where you start at the bottom and you work your way up. Now, when you start at the bottom, yes, you're the boss, or you think you're the boss, or you think that somebody made you the boss, or those kinds of things. Essentially, you are positionally in a place of authority over people to make certain kinds of decisions. That doesn't necessarily mean you're a leader. That just means positionally you are responsible for things that can happen. Now, that would be your most basic understanding of leadership. And a lot of times you're going to be like what I was when I was like 20. I was a youth minister for a while, and that is something that, this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to do it, and if you don't like it, it's my way or the highway. And a lot of times that's how a lot of people respond when it comes to leadership. And not that it's necessarily wrong, it's still part of a learning process, but at the same time, positional leadership is a very basic fundamental of leadership, and you have to be comfortable with that. I'm just going to be stealing a lot of this stuff from John Maxwell on his Leader Within You stuff. His second one that we have is permission. So when you get to permissional leadership, that means that the people you are leading are giving you position to lead them. Now, that means they like you, kind of. All right. So a lot of the times you're going to be leading a group of people. You've kind of proven yourself as a leader and your positional status. Now, every time you start a new job, you're going to start a positional authority or that kind of stuff. And then you got to work your way to permission. Now, permission is a really nice opportunity because permission means they want to learn and they want to be led by you. A person is saying, I'm not just following you because you said so. They're saying, I am going to follow you because I believe in you, I believe what you're saying, and I think you're a generally nice person, and I think that you're an all right guy. Now, permission, that's when you're going to start seeing some growth areas, and that's what eventually leads to production. Now, production is the level 3 in this little pyramid thing that John Maxwell has. So you got, it's kind of like a triangle, what is it? Not a triangle. Shoot, I can't remember. Pyramid. Hey, be quiet, Todd. Anyway, this is Todd. He's my dog. Anyway, so then what happens is then you have production. So after positional leadership, you get production. Production out of people. All of a sudden, not only have you positional leadership, you've earned their respect, now they've earned their permission to lead you. Now you're starting to get production out of people. That production is massive. That's when you're going to start setting records. That's when you're going to start setting new achievements and goals to start reaching for. Not only are people believing what you're saying, but now they're doing what you're saying. And at the same time, they are initiating different things that you wouldn't normally do. And that's something that's super important. And if you get these 3 levels or stages of leadership, you're generally going to be considered a pretty good leader. And so I'm just going to show you this little chart thing. So this is it. I hope that doesn't read backwards. That would suck. Anyway, so you got position, and then you have permission, and then you have production. Now, most leaders are going to stay in that zone, and it's really difficult to continue past that, because then what you need is you need more personal mentoring, you need more leadership in yourself, and then you need to mature, and then you need to start developing others. Now, the biggest thing is when you start developing others is it's under personal development or propagating people development. Sorry, my bad. People development. Now, people development is the next biggest thing. Now, I have a friend of mine. Her name is Paige Olmstead. I have been coaching her for 3 years in her high school career in rugby, and she's done quite well. She's gone on to Wolfpack, and she's a Canadian rep candidate for women's rugby in Canada, which is quite good, and I'm really proud of her. She's one of my best pupils. She's super teachable. She's always willing to learn, and she's always willing to help. But in the same thing, I'm trying to develop her as a coach, because I'm not going to be coaching forever, but at the same time, if I could develop a great coach out of her, and she is super wonderful, that would be the next step in that kind of relationship. So positionally, 5 years ago, I started being her coach. I'm the coach, do this drill, do that drill. Then she started giving me permission. Oh, okay, well, I'll do this kinds of things. And then she started producing. And then she started doing really well. And now she's now coaching. So that is really good. I'm very excited about that. And that's just an example of people development. A leader always needs to develop more leaders, because if you don't, then things start falling apart. Your program that you built starts falling apart, and then you will never be able to pass that on to another person or another human. So I just want to encourage everybody, if you are in a position of leadership, always remember, what is it that you're leaving behind? If you have something on your epitaph, if you have something that you're not sure about, what do you want to be remembered at? And if you're running a program, what is the program that you want to leave behind to the next person? And is that person going to have to start from scratch, or are you going to leave them a great platform in which to jump off and succeed what you did? And that's where people development comes in. So you need to always be developing people. And last is the pinnacle. The pinnacle of leadership is like Martin Luther King Jr., Jesus, Mother Teresa, all these, Aristotle, the biggies, the huge ones. These are the people that have redefined how leadership is. These are the people that have paved ways for generations and generations to live beyond. Not only are the people developing, but their society developing, they are movement developing, and maybe the pinnacle. So pinnacle is huge. Pinnacle is massive. That is the pinnacle of leadership. People follow you for what you represent and who you are. And I think at the same time they understand that that is they value your values, they understand your gifts, they understand what you represent, and then you start leading based on your reputation. And I think that's the biggest thing, is leading by reputation. But at the same time, reputation is only developed from being able to establish the previous 4 levels. So you have positional leadership, and then you have positional leadership, permission leadership. Oh man, I'm terrible at this. Production, personal development, and then the pinnacle. So the PPPPP, the 5 Ps. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you today. I'm probably going to have to edit this a little bit. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know that I'm super pumped about this rugby season coming up. And I'm super pumped that I've been able to share with you. So a little bit of leadership principles. Yes, they are from John Maxwell. I really believe that what he teaches is really good. He's a very good leader and a good leader of leaders. So that's kind of my 2 bits. Hope you had a good day. Ciao.